damage reduction flat across all levels is very hard to deal with. That means you have to rely on your crypt swarm to be doing the damage.
This top lane, though, it's 2 melee heroes versus 2 range heroes, and I think this is the thing. If they play properly here on Geek Fam and just never commit unless they're sure they're gonna get the kill, like right now, they're gonna be doing amazing. You poke, and you get the kill. That's exactly what happened. They got the Treant low, and the second that he isolated himself from the Spectre and from the creeps, he's a goner.
Actually, I think that probably would have killed him if that wasn't... I don't know, maybe. How much negative armor did he have? He probably had quite a bit. Yeah, that very well may have killed him if they weren't pure damage. Interesting. Never thought about that.
Is Natsumi dead? He might just be with a blood grenade. He's slowed down, and KKK is just coming in for the kill. Easy.
Very quick and clean.
Cool.
Wymo, he might be in some trouble here in this mid lane. Jing couldn't quite close the gap onto Wymo soon enough. Now with that exorcism being popped, Wymo's the one pushing the aggression forward, now onto Mac as well. The Breathe Fire is not going to stop the Ghost and the Spirit Siphon from killing you slowly but surely. Mac able to fly his way out just barely. But Wymo, now he's dropping low, tanking the tower just a little bit too much. He wants to go, he wants to continue with the aggression. But with Exorcism running out, he's not really willing to risk it for the biscuit.
That wave of terror destroyed them, right? It connected on both the Phoenix and the Death Prophet into the tower.
And like you said, that is legitimately the beauty of Death Prophet. And I still think that this isn't the most busted thing in the world. As I hold that thought, bottom lane, they're making a move onto Natsumi. Got the Shadow Step there as well. Outsider dropping low. I cannot believe that they can't get this kill. Just barely the TA surviving, but the last Fire Spirits will take him down, and the Spear brings down Skem. All the while, Mac here, they lose once, and they're going to lose DoDo as well. The Sunray doing the job, trying to bring down Jing, as well as heal up the Mars, and only one of those two things will be successful. And once, he's going to be going for this, there we go, Radiance. I got there. Totally forgot what it was called for a second. It's okay, we got there in the end. Radiance is such a good item this game. We're going to see the Overgrowth used onto the Bat Rider, silent stuff. There's no chance of escape here. Kokz, my friend, you will fall. Solar Crest or no thing, the Dragon form, you have ways of dealing with Roshan as early as you possibly can, and Kokz, he's going to have to deal with a gank right about now. Overgrowth pop, but a cookie, flying him out to safety, but how safe is he? Swap back, that may not have been the swap, Skem, pushing him right back into danger, into the arena, as he will fall. Goodbye, Kokz.
Yeah,
Question is, who else are they going to lose? The turnaround is indeed here. Natsumi jumps right in onto Wymo, kills off the Death Prophet oh so quickly, and go along. The rest of their heroes, they are on the run. They need to get out of there. KK, beautiful spear. Absolutely great, but Matt, he's going to jump in under the tier 3 tower. No cares given for this DK. He can tank it, and he... Very dangerous indeed, and they've got the ward scouting them out, but a beautiful jump from KK, and there's the egg as well, but it's not outside of the pit, it's on the inside, but it doesn't matter because the Overgrowth keeps them all into place, and a beautiful 3-man stun from the egg. They're trying to turn. Natsumi's doing his best to try to man fight against the Death Prophet, but he will not be successful. All the while on the backs, they lose the Mars, they lose the Treant, but they've also lost the Spectre. Mac is a little too damn big right now. Standing his ground, Mac pushing him onto the low ground from the cookie. Go along, they've lost 4. Okay, they are going to get another one. Wymo finishes the job onto Skem. The sounds will be dodged from Mac. They're still looking. They want Wymo's. The exorcism slowly but surely running out. The Manta style as well. This, I mean, it's not over by any means, but it is looking like it is damn well close. Unless you're feeding Natsumi, your Aegis carrier under the tier 2 tower alone. Mac is here to join the fray, but they've already lost the Vengeful Spirit. Natsumi gets out, and we're going to see Mac blink out of the arena as well. Geek Fam, they could re-engage, but go along. They recognize they've used their abilities. They have to back up, and instead they're going to find Jing on the sidelines. So both supports from Geek Fam fall. They lose their Aegis, but all their cores are still alive.
Amazing coordination from Go Along, and also not a lot of spells being used at all. Arena is probably the one that you're most comfortable with. The map to fight around, it does give you some control of how things are gonna go on the map, and that in itself is a win for Go Along. So that's why they're focusing so much on it. Outsider is just dead.
He's dead to these illusions, yeah.
That's the worst death I've ever seen, really, right? What the hell? He just lost so much HP, and I wanna deward this ward. What the hell are you doing?
Meanwhile, bottom, they pop the arena, but Natsumi just pops the BKB and no cares given. And Mars, you're facing the wrong way. You're not blocking any damage like that. And to his back, he will fall. DoDo, a beautiful swap from Skem, finishes the job onto the bird, trying to TP on out of it.
Amazing. This is huge. Death Prophet, if this hero is able to survive, just like she did earlier, it's gonna be huge.
Nice skewer back. Onto this bad right, Veiled Discord. Kokz forced to pop that BKB and try to fly away. There's the egg, burning them down, but here comes Jing. Pushed back onto the other side. Mac, he's trying to man mode against the egg, but it's not going to be successful. Skem, a beautiful swap back, getting the DK out to safety. Skem will forfeit his life for that save, but a great save nonetheless.
Pretty big. Pretty big. You don't have your Exorcism Egg or Arena right now. It's time for Geek Fam to go for a fight, right? Especially because the Roche is going to be spawning soon.
Exorcism will be ending in a few seconds here. So we're going to try to catch someone out on the back line instead. Go for the hero that is not currently a big problem to deal with. Instead, jump right in onto the Mars. Mortimer's Kisses, Natsumi's here to play as well. And they're going to lay waste to the Mars. Wymo going to try to teleport his way out of there. He's going to get stunned up and brought down on the back line once. Finishes off Kokz all by his lonesome. And Wymo, he's not taking damage. Natsumi's the one who's dying instead. Forced off up on the high ground, trying to man fight Natsumi. It's so hard. You've got to fight up against once as well as Wymo. Beautiful cookie, not quite down to the low ground. Natsumi slowly getting burned down by the Radiance once. You got to figure out the priorities. Who are you going to target? Natsumi trying to run away. Will be able to successfully get out of there with the swap, but they've left Mac for dead. And Mac dropping incredibly low, has the Shiva's guard on him, so he's taking increased magical damage from the Radiance through the Mage Slayer. Everything that he has is going down slowly but surely. Shadow Step over. They want to kill off Jing finally, but Mac comes back in like a madman. They're losing Spectre. One's dropping low, and one will die. BKB Dragon Form back up for Mac, and they're charging forward. They want more on Geek Fam. They've got eyes on Death Prophet and Wymo. He's got to get out of there. He needs to get out as fast as he possibly can, but he's dropping low. Well, not quite dropping low yet. The Witch is dropping low, but there it is. Burn her down, like you said. Burn the witch, and that's exactly what they do. You
don't need to be looking for, oh, perfect team fight like this. No, you need to Death Prophet. You need to dangle her in front. You need to go with that approach of surviving on one hero and then finding the right team fight.
Well, they're going to jump right in onto the Death Prophet, but an immediate stun onto the Mars. He can't get the arena off. KK forced to pop the BKB, but the damage has already been done. Overgrowth popping the Mac, but BKB and run away. No egg, no problem. Jing will get stunned up from the egg, but the damage has been done. Skem already swaps him out to safety, and once he's potentially overstepped just a little bit. They don't care about your blade mail once. They're not doing that much damage to you in a single burst. Instead, it'll be a slow burn down. The Spectre will fall. DoDo will be next. And all these heroes from Go Along, they have no buyback. Discussing some things, but overall, this was what was keeping them in the game. When the enemies are ready, you're not able to burst somebody down. They were able to burst the DP down, and at that point, it is certain that the game is over. Just as much as when the throne falls, actually. Yeah. Hopefully Go Along, like they were, you know, just discussing it over, and I always like to assume the better of the good players, if for sure. In terms of mechanical skill, I haven't seen any reason to believe that they're gonna be making mistakes in that regard. I'm curious to see how it goes, but you are not a big fan of the gyro support, so I'm guessing there is a smile on your face. I love the gyro support, actually. I'm just surprised that, like, we live in a day and age where gyro is a support. I've been friends with... We don't really play Dota too much anymore, so it's more fond memories at this point. So maybe that's what I'm holding on to. Maybe you should play your support gyro now. Maybe I should. You lost me so much MMR. No, I'm telling what you should tell to him, right? And you're like, gyro. He's losing his life once again in this top lane. We
It's
talk
not
about
good.
him and he feeds his life away for a second time, Jing.
Just want
Checks
the
out.
minus armor. You just want the minus armor from that, from the lucky shot, and then your swashbuckle is strong. Kokz during nighttime dies.
Yeah, because that is not how you want to spend the first few seconds of nighttime. And he's only level 3 on this Night Stalker as well. Bottom lane, Skem will find the kill onto
Doing
KK.
amazingly well, so sometimes you can feel like you can get away with it.
What are your thoughts on this safety bubble? The one of the best neutral items that they've introduced in the game. Might have to hold your thought on the thoughts about that, as Natsumi getting gone on here in this bottom lane, but here comes the Rolling Thunder. Choo-choo charging on through. Mac gets one, and they're looking for more. They've got the missile on top of DoDo, and they're slowly going to ping down this Muerta. DoDo will fall. It's the last right click of Mac.
Yep, that was a really good rotation, and the TA surviving is so huge. Sometimes the Rubiks make a mistake, and they toss BKB shard, right? Once you have all of those, then you're going to be feeling comfortable to fight. And if you go Deso first, it's going to be faster to farm those up, and that's why he has already bought the Mithril Hammer. So yeah, going that route.
You love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. They're making a move on to ones up top. They have Wymo and the rest of the team here to help out. The coil connects, but a beautiful lift and a stun. The AA blast won't really connect onto anyone, and Natsumi, he's here to play as well, bringing down Wymo instantly once. He's going to fall as well, and here comes Mac, rolling around like a Mac truck, doing the best that he can to bring down KK. KK dodging as much as he can with the trample, but the swashbuckle will be enough to finish him off. Kokz chasing down these last 3 heroes from Go Along. They're trying to run away, but it's nighttime, baby. Kokz has your number. And the number that you need to call is 911, or I guess whatever emergency services number is on puck at this point in the game. Just going to slow down absolutely everything, and Natsumi trying to farm some stacks. Instead, he's getting dove. AA blasts the pulverize. Here comes the call down the lift.
It's fine.
It's been stolen. Rubik, he wants a little bit of it for himself, and KK's in some massive trouble. KK will fall, and Kokz, he's here to play as well. They've lost Wymo. They've lost Outsider again. In another disastrous fight for Go Along.
Okay, they're aware of everything that you need to do, and again, just showing why they made it all the way here.
KK trying to make a solo play onto Natsumi once again, but your team is not really in a position to help. You're going to pulverize a creep, but what does that creep care? He's going to die, feed his life away for the cause. Pango, he's going to shatter to the Ice Blast. Outsider will secure the kill onto that one. Natsumi, he's the Night Stalker.
I've been telling you something. Puck probably can't do anything either, and it feels even worse to die for the Puck than for the AA. So I'd argue that the Puck is in a worse position. We talked about the stress of being a core.
This isn't, like you mentioned, this isn't lower bracket, but
Bye-bye, Puck.
Puck in some big trouble. Solar crested up. Skem gonna eat them with the pulverize. They're gonna bring down the Puck very quickly. Kokz will eat a Wraithfire Blast, but once again, we're seeing the ultimate stolen from this Rubik. Now has the Ice Blast, and Kokz charging forward. Gonna kill off the courier, but he's gonna turn his attention on to Outsider. Immediate silence. The Pavis is not gonna keep you safe. The call down, the AA Blast won't connect, unfortunately, for Rubik, but Outsider, the missile and the swash should be enough to finish him off. Skem, diving a tier 2 tower is a little bit too much this early on for the Rubik. He will pay for it with his life potential, with the pulverize, with the calling, the AA blast. They have a lot to be able to secure this Roshan area, but not when they lead with the AA blast like that. Now all of a sudden you have a big team fight ultimate that's down.
That's a disaster, and the Night Stalker has come over. He was missing in this fight. Now he's here to assist.
They don't want the Wraith King. They want these heroes on the back. They're gonna start off the fight with the Dream Coil from the Puck. They lose the Rubik, but the damage is being done to the Puck. Silenced up. Trying to shift and jaunt away, but the silence again. Mac just barely catches him with a swashbuckle. Pulverized up into the air is Kokz, but it does not matter. Go Along, they've lost too many heroes. They've lost, well, all of their heroes. And it could not be looking any more disastrous for Go Along.
You could see with Skem not buying back immediately, GeekFam from other teams is being consistently good. They do not make mistakes because they have one of the best leaderships. And I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for somebody to confidently say, get in, get out of the pit, and everybody.
And Jing, he's going to step up a little bit, and this might secure his death if DoDo and KK Outsider, they want to charge forward.
Dangerous. Kokz has a BKB. You could very easily die.
They are not respecting them. DoDo pops to pierce the veil, but he's stunned. And with the Rolling Thunder, they don't even care about DoDo, really. They're them to the supports. Instead, the rest of the cores charge forward. They want to try to find someone, something, somewhere, and they've got their eyes on KK. Diffuseled up, slowing this Primal Beast to a crawl. They're playing in and around the tower. KK charges forward onto Kokz. Kokz pops that BKB, and Kokz is A-okay.
And he still sees them.
As well as Wymo, who very scary. Just barely able to survive, though. Pierce the Veil used and stolen by the Rubik. Gonna steal that Wraithfire Blast. Here comes the AA Blast, connects onto Natsumi. This could be the opening that they're looking for, but they've lost once already. And the Aegis is still on Natsumi, like you said, so they're willing to pull on, go in onto anyone. Pulverize stolen once again. Jinx kills off once. The next one to fall will be the Muerta. DoDo dropping low, but Natsumi, they're losing Natsumi again, and Natsumi will fall. Absolutely ginormous. They do lose the puck once again. Unfortunately, Jing gets a double kill off the back of it all to DoDo, but I don't think they saw it. I don't think Golong have really any idea, but now they know once. Immediately going Ganon, throws one Solar Crest on him, and he's A-okay. They're going to pop the Dark Ascension, bait them into your wards, and fight in around your wards. Here comes Mac, immediately pulled out with the Pulverize, but they're on top of the puck. Not being able to save your Puck is a big deal, but Puck, he's able to save himself. Lives through the Nullifier, and Puck is A-okay. All the while, they're losing DoDo. Solar Crest once again, keeping him safe and sound. Kokz gonna jump right back into the fray. They're on top of once, and they're gonna kill off this Wraith King for a second time. Wraith King will fall, as well as the Muerta, and go along. They're losing heroes left, right, and center. They've also lost the Primal Beast. Unfortunately, AA will be able to teleport out, as they only lose one on the side of Geek Fam, but Roshan spawns at the perfect time, and they're gonna make their way into the Roche pit.
Oh, the map is so vast, there's nowhere to go through him.
TA liked old Revenant's Brooch. I don't see why TA wouldn't like new Revenant's Brooch either.
Yep. Looks like it would be decent.
Making a jump onto Natsumi. They're going to try their best to burn down this Aegis. They can't quite stop the Pulverize, and the Aegis has been burned. Uproar stolen by Rubik instead of the Pulverize, but Mac, that means he's free to lay waste in this fight. AA Blast won't connect, and they've lost the Wraith King twice again. 70 seconds without your Wraith King. Kokz will get coiled, but he's got the BKB. He doesn't really care about your coil. Cares about all the physical damage coming out from your team, though, and he's forced to retreat. But with the beautiful shard from the Night Stalker, he's back up to half HP. Yep, absolutely disgusting. We're going to re-engage, but it is a little too late, and DoDo, lots of damage on this Muerta, jumping in onto this Natsumi TA. The TA, he's going to get jumped on by himself as well. The calling keeps him at bay from the Rubik. Skem has been playing phenomenally on this Rubik this series.
Primal Beast has the Aghanim Scepter, so his damage output is insane, and you saw how much he survived there. I'm very surprised. I'm very curious to see if he's going to be going for the level 27 Uproar armor, as it's definitely showing that he is not...
We have double Mind Breaker coming out from Geek Fam, so Kokz and Natsumi have a Mind Breaker, as well as the Timeless Relic for the Gyrocopter. We're going to start things off right in onto the puck, pops the BKB, and Kokz, he's got to get away with that Dark Ascension. So Kokz is out to safety, all the while Wymo finishes off Skem, but throughout the BKB, Wymo is still dying, and at the end of it all, Wymo will die, turn into a Wraith, still be able to do his damage, but still, he is indeed dead. 80 seconds without your puck is going to go a very long way in starting out this fight, and ending it as well. Skem bought back, so he's here to play. DoDo will be next to fall. Natsumi with the Swift Blink just charges on forward, once dropping low. Can they kill off this Wraith King? Yes, they can. The Wraith King falls to once. KK doing his best to do all the jobs he can. They're on top of Natsumi. They're bringing down this Templar Assassin, but Natsumi's still alive, just barely. KK slaps her down, but once is dropping low to the missile. I don't think he realized there was a missile chasing him. Once is going to turn around and start doing the damage, but his life has been forfeit. Now they just have to run away from the Wraith form, Wraith King.
Yep. The Wraiths are strong, but they don't last long
time for this TA.
He's going for the Revenant's Brooch, and he will have the gold in like 800, so that's going to be quite huge. And it finally gives you a chance to burst people down, right? This is something that you do not have a chance to do, but Primal Beast has the Aegis, and this is pretty huge, right? He was being ignored, but I think it was the right call, especially if they knew about the Revenant's Brooch coming, that he is going to become a target.
Yeah, this is a very heads-up play from Go Along. I mean, I think there was still some problems dealing with, like, trying to figure out who wants the Aegis. But at the end of the day, they do find out, you know, hey, put it on the Primal Beast and leave DoDo for dead, and that's exactly what they do.
Gyro also has an E-Blade, which is quite huge. There's the second coil, so the refresher does almost nothing. It is going to be annoying to Mac, but that's about it.
Now they're turning their attention onto once. Go Along, they're feeling confident, they're charging forward, and immediately they make the move on the TA, but the coil doesn't connect onto anyone, and now they lifted up puck and instantly drops the puck. 90 seconds without your puck. The onslaught has been stopped. KK trying his best to stand his ground. AA will fall. Does have buyback. Everyone on the side of this Dire fortunately has buyback. There is a stolen coil from the Rubik, stopping two heroes in their tracks, and both of these players from Go Along forced to buyback, and Geek Fam turn, tail, and run.
Oh, that's beautiful. And immediately you see the Gyro just pushing out the bottom lane with the call down. This is the thing. You're just going to have better control of the map. You have Dark Ascension, you have the traps, you have the global call down, and it's going to be easier for you to choose fights. Vision and initiation are everything. Go Along. They are always going to be going in blindly. But there is going to be daytime soon, so that's something.
DoDo, nullified up, Force Staff not bringing you anywhere, my friend. Fall.
The other side, you're just gonna die every single time, so that was just a straight up mistake from Natsumi.
And Kokz, he's playing with fire here as well. Natsumi's gonna buy back as well as DoDo, who's already rejoined the fight, but they're losing KK, who's been left alone to his own devices here, fighting up against Kokz, trying to onslaught away, but it will not be successful. He's been stunned up. Avian Feather up into the air they go, and all the while they lose Mac in the front lines.
No buyback. Luckily for Geek Fam, there's no Roche, or maybe unlucky. Either way, Natsumi buying back. It is a disaster. Some very questionable moves.
They've got the uproar. They've got an amplified damage on their Wraith King. One's charging forward, eyes on Kokz.
Huge jump.
They should be able to bring down Kokz, but immediately silence up. They didn't pop the BKB. They do lose Kokz at the end anyways. And Max, he's got to roll away. They're going in. They bring down Natsumi. They've got the TA dead for 125 seconds. It's just the support still alive on the side of Geek Fam and Pango. But, well, Pango, he's already out.
He lost the main hero at the start of the fight, and the second main hero exactly at the start of... But he is back. He is back. He found his way home. That's fine.
Yeah. Gonna jump right in onto this gyrocopter. They found again. Lift up to safety for now, but the Dream Coil still peppering away, and Natsumi forced to pop the BKB. They've lost the AA. Kokz and Mac doing the job in the back lines. They're losing DoDo. Go Along. They're losing heroes still. They've lost the Muerta, but the cores are still alive. Wymo just barely able to get his way out of there once. Probably not going to be as lucky. Still has the reincarnation to work with, but he's dropping low. KK gonna re-engage the fights, drop the coil again, and Pango, you're not going anywhere, my friend. They still have the pulverize to use. A beautiful F-Blade keeping Max safe, and KK pulverizing the Rubik, but Rubik with the Ghost Scepter gonna turn things around, and all of a sudden the Primal Beast, he's the one that's not doing anything. He's in the Wraith form, just stomping around, crying like a big old baby, but they've lost the Wraith King as well. Wraith form get popped, and all of a sudden they're turning their attention over to Puck. And Pooey, Jing says, recognizes that was Go Along's pretty much...
Led them into this situation. They had it crash, and they just gave it all away.
I mean, it is still anyone's game right now. They're gonna coil up Mac on the back lines, and they're gonna turn right in onto this Pangolier. Lots of damage going his way. Mac trying to roll his way out of there. The shield from the crash is huge, and the Rubik lift, he's out to safety. They've got Mac out, but they've got the Mega Creeps. They've got Natsumi. They're bringing down this Templar Assassin. Force Staff away. Natsumi tried to BKB TP. Will not be successful. 100 seconds without your Templar Assassin. Rubik Glimmercape invisibility's invincibility. Right, you have a big window for Go Along where TA is dead for 60 seconds. She does have buyback up in 1 second, but no gold for it. That's the big caveat right now. And they've jumped in. They've got eyes on Rubik. Big pulverize, but onto the back lines is Kokz, bringing down the AA, who will most likely fall at the end of it all. They sheepstick up Kokz and Skem. He's going to buy back. Mac coming his way back in, rolling around like a big old Mac truck, doing the best that he can to buy the time needed for this fight for TA to come back alive. And they've done a pretty damn good job.
He has rapier. He has rapier crash.
Boy.
It's time to push, but look at the top lane creeps. The megas are in your base. You need to buy back. You need to defend it.
And once he's dropping low, he's dropping incredibly low. Kokz, he's been pulverized up. They need to steal it. They need to protect this Night Stalker, and they will not be successful. Night Stalker is dead. The once forced to buy back, but they've bought the time. TA is back alive. Mac reincarnation will go down once on this Wraith King. Once he's got to get out of there. Abyssal, nullified, dropped in the call down as well. There's the Windwaker from the gyrocopter, pushing him up into the air and keeping him alive for a long time. Natsumi, he's doing the damage onto KK. So much damage, they bring down the Primal Beast. And Wymo trying to do the best he can to survive through this fight, to bring down the Templar Assassin all by his lonesome, but he won't be able to. Mac, he's got his priorities straight. They're on top of once. They've got the Megas on the tier 4 towers, but they brought down the biggest fish. The Wraith King, that means Divine Rapier is on deck. He's gonna run it away, standing beside the gem, but the damage has been done. Rapier in Templar Assassin's hands, and the creeps. Moreta will be the hero to save the Ancient just barely. But Mac, he's here. He could just start laying waste to the Ancient.
This game is over. You're missing 3 heroes. Your Ancient is gone, and they're coming to claim the victory.
They pop the fortification. I mean, anything is possible. It's Dota 2, but it's not looking too likely. Puck gonna try to 1v5, but not even a rounded base to be able to do so. GG was not called by Go Along.